to the side and back. My name is Toki Uzuru, also known as Toki, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about something that's a bit serious, but I'm also going to be talking about it in a more lighthearted fashion because of how serious it could actually be. In an entire nutshell, this video specifically is going to be how to get through sad boy hours. An actually helpful guide. Now, sad boy hours can be like a depressive episode or just like feeling sad. However, sad boy hours isn't necessarily the big sad, which would also be classified as depression/chronic depression. And as much as I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff that some of the tips that I would go ahead and give other people that either are currently going through sad boy hours or will inevitably go through sad boy hours again, I am but a humble person that does not have a degree to be able to say, give professional advice. There we go. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, not a professional in the mental health sphere of any sorts. And I also ended up doing a video previous to this where I was talking about things to remember if you're going through a low moment, which hopefully I'll end up having in the cards over there. But this is just going to be little helpful tips that I had to go ahead and learn along the way of me actually deciding to feel emotions instead of pushing them aside, and whenever I'm having my big sad moments, which I have titled Sad Boy Hours. Number one is always keeping a water bottle near you or in the vicinity of where you are when you have decided to be sad. I've talked about making sure that you have a safe, comfortable place in the last video that I did on this. So this is just making sure that you have stuff in that space that will allow you to get back to a more normal state. But yes, always keep a water bottle or at least a glass of water, because one, crying dehydrates you, and two, we got to keep our sad selves hydrated through this time. And more than likely, you're not going to feel like having to go all the way over to the kitchen just to go ahead and get a glass of water after your cry. Number two, having some sort of soft comfort item as you are crying. For me, that just so happens to be my penguin, who I've named General Lemmings. If you know, you know. We're moving on. Number three is actually creating an atmosphere in your cry space. Specifically, if you don't feel like actually just going so far out as to either light candles or start burning an incense or stuff like that, then just put on a sad playlist to cry to. We're going to have to glamorize the sad bits as well. It allows us to get through it a lot easier. Talked about this earlier, but designating a specific time and place to go through sad boy hours. Sometimes it just hits us randomly, and we either A, don't know why, or B, have a decent idea as to why, but it's not the time to be going through it right now. So if you're able to go ahead and allow yourself to have that break or moment right then and there, then by all means. But if it's not the time, place, and you don't really have the time to go ahead and take that at that moment, 3 to 5 minutes, collect yourself, and then find a better time for you to go through it. Do not just hold it in until you think it has gone away, because more than likely it has not. It has just gotten pushed down. Again, speaking from personal experience. And the last one on the list is to be present in the moment. This one specifically I had placed because one of my problems when it comes to me being sad is that I try to find a solution to make myself happy, and I don't just sit in the emotion and feel it. I don't feel it first. I immediately try to find a solution to not feel sad. So one of the things that I'm doing is having to remind myself that I am allowed to feel this emotion. I'm allowed to steep in it a bit and not have to think about the cause or the possible solutions to not make myself feel that way anymore. And an extra one that I did not have on the list is, depending on whether one, you know why you're going through your big sad moment or your sad boy hours, and whether it's because you don't like yourself, in which you should probably go eat something, or you think other people don't like you, which in which you would probably be better to go take a nap. For me personally, emotions tend to physically drain me. So if I do have to go through a sad boy hour, I gotta cry moment, what ends up happening is after I collect myself from said moment, I go make myself something to eat. And as long as I don't have anything else, I'll probably end up taking a nap either before I go eat or afterwards. The bottom line here is, when it comes to going through sad boy hours, you do have to take care of yourself. And sometimes that means having to designate a specific time and place to be able to feel those emotions, and not just pushing them aside and trucking on until it comes back, and it comes back like 10 times worse. Again, personal experience. And surprisingly enough, that is for today's video, because that's all I had written down. Hopefully you've actually found this video helpful, if not very insightful to how I deal with my sad boy hours. And overall, it's time for me to go through the stereotypical YouTuber outro, where I, as a stereotypical YouTuber, would ask you to do the following. If you like this video, you can go ahead and press the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on your notifications to all notifications if you want to be notified of whenever I post. Any type of questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos can go into the comment section down below. And with all that being said, my name is Toki Ku'uzuru, also known as Toki, and this is Toki saying Toki out.